She's basically the LeBron James. The kind of hype that LeBron came into the NBA with, Caitlin Clark came to the WNBA with the same type of hype. And she's backed it up.
Caitlin Clark changed the WNBA. It's okay. It's okay to say that. You're not diminishing what the founding, fathers of the WNBA did. You're not.
Man, shoot the blood out of the ball. You know what I mean? I never seen anything like it. You know what I mean? And then just how aggressive she is, and not just scoring in basketball, getting her teammates involved as well. I think she's so great for the game.
Caitlin Clark has done something almost no one thought possible. She's made basketball legends stop, watch, and talk about the women's game like never before. Shaquille O'Neal, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, names that define basketball history, are openly praising her. And what makes this even more fascinating is that the first domino to fall was Allen Iverson, who recognized something in Clark that reminded him of himself. Iverson sees the same fearless fire. Back in his day, he wasn't the biggest or strongest, but his...
Now, Caitlin, her teammates got to come to her defense.
Sure.
You can't allow her to have to fight every battle.
Swagger, handles, and ability to score will make defenders look lost. That's exactly what he sees in Caitlin Clark. He respects how she commands a court, how she makes impossible shots routine, and how her skill forces even the toughest defenders to take her seriously. And in his eyes, she's not even close to her ceiling. YET days of Iverson's endorsement wasn't big enough. Magic Johnson added another layer. Magic compared Clark's rivalry with Angel Reese to his own with Larry Bird, two players whose battles reshaped basketball in the 1980s. But Magic didn't just stop there. He said Clark has a potential to be the greatest WNBA player ever, a statement that carries weight considering how many icons he's seen in his lifetime. He also called out her teammates, saying they'll need to step up and protect her from the rough play and targeting that's already becoming a problem in the league. The conversation around Clark isn't just emotional. It's backed by numbers that prove she's changing the game. Former NBA coach George Karl made a striking comparison. He likened Clark to Julius Dr. J. Irving.
Victor, who's a WNBA player that inspires you, and what makes her stand out to you?
I think Caitlin Clark.
Finds Clark from the logo. Clark behind the back. Oh, it's Smith with the finish.
When she was in college, the only college player that I was really in awe of the game,
Pulls it back, knocks it down.
I'm saying men and women's college basketball, she's probably the most impressive I've seen.
Who revolutionized the ABA and NBA. Karl argued Clark has that same game-changing energy, and the stats prove it. The Indiana Fever, Clark's team, drew more fans than 3 NBA franchises, the Hornets, Grizzlies, and Wizards. Even more impressive, her presence on the road caused massive spikes in the...
I can describe it firsthand. Having played her 2 years in a row in the playoffs, she's a generational talent. She's a young lady that you just can't take your eyes off of when you watch her play. And I know all of Iowa is proud of her, as they should be. And
coming from the Atlanta Dream saw a 431% increase in ticket sales when she came to town. Washington Mystics games jumped 311%. The Minnesota Lynx, 131% higher. Even powerhouse markets like LA and Seattle saw 60 to 80% boosts. She's not just playing basketball. She's filling arenas and transforming the business side of the WNBA. Victor Wembanyama, who knows a thing or two about overwhelming hype.
Definitely Caitlin. And there's no shade to Angel. It's just what Caitlin has to face on a nightly basis of like them trying to stop her.
Number one on scattering.
Like they she can't get equal opportunity as everyone else because then she would average, I think she would average 25, 26 a game because you're not trying to gear the scouting report to stop her. Like Angel Reese, I feel like they're not giving her as much of a strenuous assignment when it comes to scouting report because she's going to do what she does. She rebounds. It's hard to stop somebody.
Tipped his hat to Clark after her rookie season. Wemby was called the best NBA prospect since LeBron James, yet he said Clark handled pressure and expectations just as well, winning Rookie of the Year unanimously, just like him. Then there's Kim Mulkey, LSU's legendary coach and once one of Clark's biggest rivals. Mulkey's...
You women out there, y'all petty, man.
Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Saw her brilliance up close when Clark torched LSU for 41 points in the NCAA tournament. Afterward, Mulkey gave perhaps the most honest compliment of all. Thank goodness I don't have to see you anymore. When a coach of Mulkey's caliber...
I think it's reprehensible what they're allowing some of these players. And anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time for doing that.
You know, think about it, y'all. I mean, you know.
Says that you know you're dealing with a generational talent. And it's not just coaches. Former NBA player Rashad McCants has been a Clark supporter since day one. He cheered her being drafted first overall and kept hyping her all season, even during the MVP debates. When A.J.A. Wilson won, McCants still reminded everyone that Clark's arrival had already forced a league to change, and that this was just the beginning. Charles Barkley, another blunt voice in basketball, has noticed how jealousy has crept in around Clark. He is not afraid to call it out. Barkley defended her right to be respected.
Oh, by the way, still stupid, a Team USA to not have on a team. You want to grow women's basketball globally? How do you have an Olympics competition this year without Caitlin Clark on it? I called your fools then. And one of these days, you're going to fess up and admit we were damn fools for not having Caitlin Clark on the 2024 Team USA Olympic team.
Saying a game speaks louder than any criticism. Rick Barry echoed that, blasting anyone who downplayed Clark's skills. He even warned the league that if they don't protect her from unnecessary hard fouls, they're risking the very player who's carrying the WNBA into a new era. Meanwhile, Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce used their podcast to break down her game. Garnett, never one to sugarcoat, said, "This is the first time in college basketball where I know more girls than guys. She could walk into any hood, get a bucket, and give you 10 in an NBA game." That's not just hype. That's Garnett, one of the toughest competitors ever, giving her serious respect. Stephen A. Smith went even further. On his show, he framed Clark as more than just a basketball star. He called her someone who unites people. He pointed out how she looks out for others across lines of race and gender, and said that's why he calls her a sister. It's rare to hear Stephen A. speak with that kind of sincerity, and it shows how Clark's influence goes beyond the court. What makes her style so disruptive is her range and vision. Like Steph Curry in the NBA, Clark forces defenses to play differently. She shoots from the logo as if it's a normal jumper. She makes no-look passes that leave defenders frozen. Coaches admit they've had to change entire defensive schemes because of her. And again, the numbers don't lie. Clark's jersey sold more than any rookie in WNBA history. FIBA's social media metrics rivaled those of NBA franchises. TV ratings skyrocketed when
So Shaq was asked about Caitlin Clark's Time Athlete of the Year award, and he must have got the script, Rob, because he credited everybody.
But after seeing sponsors and brands lined up not just to work with her, but to invest in the league as a whole. Analysts say Clark accelerated the WNBA's growth by years, maybe even decades. Larry Bird, Indiana's basketball icon, sees her as a bridge between eras. He loves that she respects the game's history while making it
What's your goal for this next chapter when you look out to the next year?
Oh gosh, I think that's hard. I think obviously I want to be a WNBA champion one day. I want to be an Olympic gold medalist one day. I think those are all goals that I've wanted since I was a young girl, that I wrote down on a piece of paper. So I think those are the biggest things. And you know, nobody said they're going to happen right away when I first entered the league. I think just learning, working hard, you know, going to a franchise and helping elevate women's basketball more than anything. But like, don't lose the fun and the passion of the game. Like that's the reason I've always played, and continuing to bring that with me.
Exciting again in Indiana. His openly said she's brought the entire state back to caring about women's basketball. And you see it at the grassroots level. Youth coaches across the country say both boys and girls are now imitating Clark's deep threes and quick-release jumpers. The next generation is already shaped by her. Time magazine recognized this cultural shift by naming Clark their Athlete of the Year. That puts her in the same category as Simone Biles, Lionel Messi, and LeBron James, global icons who've reshaped their sports. Through all of it, Clark has stayed humble, grounded, and focused. Legends who meet her all say the same thing. She just loved basketball and wants to get better. Even Shaq, who had been skeptical, eventually gave her credit. He is close with Angel Reese, which made him cautious at first. But after Clark's historic rookie year and her Time Award, even Shaq admitted she's a fabulous player. Looking ahead, Clark isn't satisfied with a playoff berth.